All right, guys, it is Sunday Fun Day, and the plan today is we need to get this engine bolted up to the transmission and get this whole thing stabbed into the Hellstank. So we've already kind of been prepping a little bit here this morning. I didn't film it, but once we get this, the chains on here, we need to get this thing propped up onto the cherry picker, and then we're going to get the rear main seal swapped out with a fresh one. Then we got to do flywheel, clutch, made up the transmission, and then we can try to stab this thing in and see if we can get our engine mounts welded and see if this pan will fit. So stay tuned. So I couldn't really find any bolts that would fit in the head. So these are 7/16 14 thread. So I just went to the hardware store, picked up some 2-inch bolts. Luckily, the bolts fit through my chain. And so we're going to set it up so we can use the leveler, all that good stuff. So we'll get this thing picked up, and then we're going to start messing with that rear main seal and see if we can get that thing swapped out. Go, Camo, go, Camo, go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to get this rear main seal out of here. And I'm not 100% sure that this thing has even, been leaking. We did have a bunch of oil and stuff, kind of all over the inside of the bell housing. But I'm just not sure if it was leaking from here or from the seal. And I already bought this kit that I showed you guys in 20 episodes ago where I bought like an entire Felpro kind of gasket engine kit for like, I don't know, $60, something really cheap. So we're just going to go ahead and get this sucker out of here, get this thing knocked in there. Yep. And then we'll keep rolling on with our clutch and flywheel. All right, rear main seal came out super simple, so we're going to take some brake clean. We're going to get this all cleaned up, and then we're going to put a little bit of thin film of oil on our new seal. I think Cam's holding it. So this is our new seal, and then we're just going to kind of punch it, tap it lightly into place. I don't have like a bearing driver or a seal driver that's big enough. So when I watch some videos, guys just literally just kind of tapped it into place until it's flush. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now.
Yeah, we need to clean this up.
All right, so there was nothing much to the rear main seal. I mean, we just got a screwdriver in here and hammered it, knocked the seal right out, and then the new one went in super simple. Just find something kind of small that you can just kind of get it in there. Cam helped do it, right?
It was definitely not a screwdriver. We used like 8 different things.
We used a bunch of different stuff,
It
yeah.
was like every single thing.
Everything. But all right, now it's time to move on to clutch and flywheel. All right, so my clutch kit came with a nice new little pilot bearing that I want to throw in. So I started to remove that, and all I had was this like bearing race remover thing. So I tried that, and as you can see, that did not work. So I Googled it. Google told me, get yourself a slide hammer, bro. So I went to Mr. O'Reilly's, and we rented the slide hammer and the little pilot bearing remover attachment. So I'm going to get that rocking, get this thing out of here, and then we can finally get onto the clutch and flywheel. All right, boys, next step is we're going to get on our flywheel, and I got some ARP hardware for this. I was going to reuse my factory ones, and then somehow I got talked into spending like $20 on these ARP fasteners. So we're going to put a little bit of Loctite on here, hold these bad boys on, get them torqued down, and then I am reusing my clutch bolts.
Wow.
Because these things are low torque, man. they don't go bad. So we're gonna reuse those.
Wait, these don't go bad?
Well, no, now those bad boys are ARP. They're gonna last longer than we're alive, Bob. So our ARP bolts came with the little ARP lubricant or whatever, so we're putting that on instead of Loctite. And then it says 75 to 85 foot-pounds, so just setting it to 80. And then these are 12-point, so they're 19-millimeter 12-point. Get them torqued or down, move on to the clutch. Got it, Camo. All right, boys. So we are on to the clutch. Now the clutch just needs to be like 25 to 35 foot-pounds. So we got this thing, getting it kind of lined up. Now this clutch I bought a while ago off of like American Muscle or something. And it was used, or not used, but it was like a return. So instead of like $250, $300, it was like $70 or something for the whole clutch kit. Yeah, it was super cheap, dude. It was awesome.
Wait, I was with you.
No, I bought it online, bro. I bought it online. It was awesome, though. All right, so we just came into a big bummer while we were trying to get the transmission fitted. We couldn't get that thing in there. We're like, what the hell is going on? Usually it slides right in, right? So we started looking around, and it turns out the reason why this clutch must have been so dang cheap is this is a 26 spline clutch. So it's not the 10 spline that we need that almost all Mustangs have. So yeah, after 10 minutes of sweating and fighting, we looked at it and we're like, oh shit, that is not the same at all. So I'm going to have to order a new clutch disc. Pressure plate and stuff should be fine, so I'll look around online and get that ordered. But just for today, so we can try to still get this motor sync in there, we're just going to go ahead and throw a few bolts in the trans, get it bolted together with the motor. That way we can at least try to set this in for mock-up and see if the engine mounts and stuff and the oil pan will all fit. So we'll try that, and then if that don't work, we're calling it a day. All right, so this is actually the second time that we're trying to put this motor back in here. So you guys saw us kind of putting it in the first time, and we started to get it all the way, and we realized, holy crap, we never grinded all this stuff off to be able to weld those things. So we're like, crap. So we had to get it all the way back out. And plus, we also kind of decided that the engine brackets were probably going to be in the way. So we'll wait till we get it in place, and then we'll kind of sit those in position, and then we can tack weld them or whatever. So if it even works, right? Because it might not with this oil pan. All right, fellas, now we are to the point. We got the motor in and stuff. We've been trying to get these engine mounts and everything all right, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It's been really hard to try to fit the pan, so we're still not entirely sure the pan's going to work. But I do want to get these mounts. I already tacked up this one. We're going to try to just finish tacking this one, and then I might actually just swap the pan and change it. Or the other option is maybe we add some spacers to like where the top of the mount bolts go, and then that'll raise the motor up a 1/4 inch. But any more that I raise the motor, less chance that the hood's going to fit with the Holley high ram, so we might just be better off to, just swap pans. So this week I could just swap the pan. I still got to get that clutch disc, I could do all that stuff. And then that'll just make it so much easier to drop this thing back in. So that's probably what I'll do, and I'll just sell the pan or something. So, well, we'll see, but I'm going to get this one done. We got the mounts welded in, and then we figured out that this part of the pan here would not clear back over the mount. So after some pushing and tugging, we actually ended up breaking the tack welds that we had. But at least now it's free. So I am 100% swapping this pan out. This will not work in an SM95, at least not with rack and pinion steering and regular motor mounts. If you had a motor plate and stuff, probably. So anyway, get this out, and then we'll probably get this mount fixed up, welded back on. Got these mounts all welded in. My pops did a good job getting it all freaking unbent. It got super bent from the pan, smoking it out of there and breaking it off. So luckily we got it all welded. I just got to clean it, paint it. And then Pops is over here. We're popping off the pan. Now I think what I'm going to do, I need to order a new gasket. We're going to put the stock pan on. And then I'm also going to order some studs, some stainless steel studs. So anyway, all that stuff will come later on this week. But hey, at least we got motor mounts in. We know we got the pan done, and then maybe next weekend we'll see if we're got time busy, but we can get this thing dropped in for hopefully the final time. I also need to order a clutch. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one.